Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Thundercats issue 5. Okay, so this is the 5th issue of Thundercats. Um, nice cover again, liking this a lot. Issue itself though, yeah, not so good. So first up, they changed the artist because obviously this is kind of a technically a fill-in issue. Um, it's not terrible. It's just not a style I don't think fits this book. I don't know if there are. To me, it looks like there's a lot of photo referencing going on here. Um, I could be wrong, but it looks that way. Um, and it looks to me, just as the way it's drawn, this is people cosplaying as the Thundercats rather than the Thundercats themselves. Yeah, that's just me. I find this page here where we've got like the upper body seems to be like photorealistic, kind of style. And then we get to lower body, and that leg is atrocious. Left leg. And it looks like there's no hips there. It looks like they've kind of like, I need to fill the rest of this character in. And I don't really quite know what I'm doing right, but that is a dreadful, dreadful pose. Um, the actual story itself is basically about Chitara sparring with Lino and kind of trying to teach him some lessons, and he kind of says, I can never beat you and all this kind of stuff, and she kind of teaches him how to anticipate, and then that's how you can kind of beat your fears and other objectives and all this kind of stuff as well. Um, but it just looks weird. There's just something weird about it. I just don't not happy with it at all. You know, Stuff like this should be kind of larger than life, and I just find that this is too realistic to be that way. We do have a preview of the Chitara book, which again I was like, okay, I don't know if this was the guy that was going to be drawing the Chitara book, but the Chitara book itself looks pretty good. I don't mind that, and it's quite nice. It's kind of stylized. It's kind of there's some light ink work to it, but it's readable. I can't see there being a problem. And the other thing being is normally I do like kind of this kind of dark tones, heavy blacks and stuff on the actual characters of that. It just seems to be inconsistent. But yeah, it's odd. Again, I mean that's a photo. I'm sorry, that's got to be a copy. I can't believe it's not. I'd be very surprised if it isn't. And again, no offense to anybody that does that, because Alex Ross, he uses photo images to help kind of portray stuff, and it looks fantastic, and it looks good on its own right. If that was if this was probably even Conan, it would probably look pretty decent. Just for some reason, Thundercats just seems to rub me up the wrong way and not look as good as it could do. Lino's hair especially, it was always it was cartoony, and trying to make it realistic in cartoon. It's like when they try and do Wolverine with realistic hair and they never can't get it right. You try and do the movie version of Wolverine, it hasn't got that kind of those crazy kind of wing haircuts. But yeah, so it's just feels wrong. So basically, he goes through talking about each of the Thundercats in kind of intercession, each one, and basically how he kind of sees how they accept him, and how he sees Tiger, and Tiger seems to be a mystery again, which is really strange. He seems to disappear, which he does. Still hate Tiger's moustache. I hate it so much. Then he says about being he would rather be with Wily Kit and Wily Cat. Then he says about Calica. Why Calica's got a bacteria in the picture, I have no idea. Unless it's because she's mysterious, I don't know. But that's just odd little picture. But I mean, even these, compare these to kind of like the gangly kind of childlike Kits and Cat from the cartoon. They just look too realistic. And then we get another preview of Johnny Quest, a little bit better spaced off than the one that was in Space Ghost, because at least this time it's in the centre rather than like 2-3 pages in, which is fair enough. But that's only a 2-page one, which is really odd, because the other one was 4 or 5 pages. So yeah, like I say, it's not, the artwork is not terrible. It's just just seems out of place. I mean, yeah, the claw, that should be bigger. And some of the yeah. Anyway, yeah, some of it just seems odd as well. It seems strange. That one, that picture there's terrible, and all the proportion of that just seems really strange. It's like it seems like when you got reference, you're okay. When you haven't got reference, it seems to be slightly off a bit. So everything just seems to be slightly too squished up. I mean, I don't know if that's just because it's more realistic, or I don't know. But yeah. Um, and funny enough, if you go by the kind of like the Marvel way of drawing, characters are supposed to be kind of like larger than life, and 7.5 heads, and I think Chitara is roughly 7 heads. So I mean, she's not completely out of proportion. She just seems to have very short legs, and a short torso, and all this kind of stuff. And compared to the original one, on the front cover, I mean that's dynamic. That's decent. So anyway, so yeah, it's a filler. He learns his lesson from Chitara that if he anticipates all this, his future problems, he'll be okay. Still utterly bewildered where this is kind of coming from compared to what's been going on in the rest of the books. The weird thing being is there's no mention of the Sword of Omens being broken, which he thought would be a concern again. There's no mention about what Mum-Ra said to him about there being a potential spy in the midst. Even the bit where he mentions Calica, he doesn't say, "Oh yeah, Mum-Ra said there was a spy," and I assumed it was Panthro because Panthro had disappeared, and then we come back, and then it seems that it could be Calica because Calica stole the stuff from the thing, and kind of from Snarf. Snarf we don't get mentioned, poor bugger. So the whole kind of, even the flashback to Calico seems to be like this, almost like this issue was written when she in her first appearance, rather than kind of like continuing what has actually been said since. But yeah, and that, again, it's a filler. It's okay. I've seen worse. I'd rather seen it be a flashback tale of Chitara rather than something it's in anyway. But yeah, I'll see what happens with issue 6. Issue 6, if nothing else, has got a particularly nice cover with the Thunder Tank on it. I don't know who's doing the artwork. I don't know if we're back to the original artist or we're on somebody else. I will definitely pick up the first issue of the Chitara book and see what that's like. But I'm hoping we don't go down the route of, the old Marvel series when you had a Conan, the Savage Sword, and you had to buy them all and cross over and da-da-da. I mean, yes, Energon Universe is doing that at the moment, but Energon Universes are all good. And buying a substandard book just for the sake of buying all the Thundercats books or all of them is just not good. So yeah, anyway, that's my opinion of Thundercats issue 5. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to me ramble and nonsense for the last couple of minutes. If you did, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you on another video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.